National Off-Road Championship, the Lesotho Sun Pennzoil Roof of Africa, traditionally a very tough event. Let's see how the cars did.
Africa's biggest sports...
Picturesque Maseru in Lesotho, with a calm before the storm as the final countdown starts for the Lesotho Sun Pennzoil Roof of Africa Rally. One of the toughest events of its kind in the world, the Roof of Africa Rally this year celebrated its 31st anniversary and provided the now traditional finale to a tough South African off-road championship. Just 7 points separated the first 3 crews in the special vehicle class. Sitting on top of the championship table were Bux Carolyn and Kenny Skoldhammer in the Lubrication Equipment Raceco.
You know, you can't make any strategies now until Saturday. I think that the thing is just to get the car out, keep it together till Friday night, make sure you're handily placed, and then Saturday will be the race.
Leading the production vehicle category were reigning champions Arie Reyneke and Robin Houghton in the dealer team Toyota Land Cruiser. For Reyneke, it was an emotional time following the recent death of his wife Thelma in a motor accident.
Ons poging wat ons gaan aanwend is om klaar te maak. Ons gaan nie, soos in alle vorige kere het ek elke keer gesê ek kom om die roof te wen. Maar vanjaar sê ek kom om hom klaar te maak. My vrou Thelma en Robin. En as hy hierdie kampioenskappe wen, verdien hy sy nasionale klere. So ons gaan net om hom klaar te maak.
The traditional Round the Houses races have over the years developed into more than just the start of one of off-road racing showpieces. The Round the Houses is a major social and sporting outing on the Maseru calendar, with happy crowds thronging the streets of the Lesotho capital. Combined with the 60-kilometre time trial at Lance's Gap later in the day, the Round the Houses races determined the start order for Racing Section 2. Races like the Roof of Africa Rally are never won on the first day, but there's plenty to be gained from an early psychological boost, and 3 times winners, Richard Schilling and Ashley Thorne in the Motortech Jimco, were quick to hit the front in the opening race for special vehicles. The route for the Round the Houses Bash combines dirt and tarmac sections. The ungainly-looking special vehicles are hardly built for ultra-quick street racing, but Schilling and Thorne drew first blood by winning their race. In the production vehicle category, the charge of the Heavy Metal Brigade was led by championship contenders Cliff Barker and Malcolm Joubert in the Pennzoil Land Rover, and Arie Reyneke and Robin Houghton in the dealer team Toyota Land Cruiser. A pair of Mitsubishi Pajeros were up with the leaders, with 3 Lada 4x4s entered by Russian crews in the thick of the fray. Cliff Barker revels in the Round the Houses fun, and on his way to victory wasn't afraid to slide the big Land Rover around. The 60-kilometre time trial was run in the Lance's Gap area, with Richard Schilling and Ashley Thorne, who lives in Lesotho, at the front of the special vehicle field in the Motortech Jimco. The Jimco is an American import and features an interesting front suspension layout. Cars were sent off at 1-minute intervals, with Bux Carolyn and Kenny Skoldhammer second on the road in the Lubrication Equipment Raceco. The pair were battling a gearbox problem and were being hauled in by Carolyn's elder brother Richard. Obert Carolyn was the first of the single-seater entries and was maintaining a steady gap ahead of Natal crew Derek Pinoy and Craig Jackson in the Quick Fit Raceco. There were also problems for Nick Harper and Andrew Chalupsky in the Pro-M Raceco. Nardis Alberts and Peter Mathieu in the Rapsa Raceco had made up a minute on Harper and Chalupsky and were set to move ahead of the Pro-M pair, with Alberts and Mathieu looking for their first finish on the roof. The unfortunate Harry Roscoe was cruising along with the Protea playing card Raceco, plagued by a misfire. Later in the day, Roscoe ended his race in a donga, but in the meantime was being reeled in by former champion Greg Harvey and Boy Stone in the Queen Motorspares Raceco. Behind the Eastern Cape pair, championship contenders Franz Chepek Sr. and Jr. were steaming along in the V Motors Raceco, with the pair running at the front of the Class B field. The father and son pair were being followed by Wilfried Weslau, who was sharing the single-seater Astoria Raceco with Wolf-Peter Fumfai. Weslau lives in Maseru and had another local businessman, Alex Sally, hot on his heels in the Total Raceco. Sally was partnered by Tony Carinas, with the pair springing something of a surprise by coming home first at the end of Racing Section 1. Sally and Carinas were nearly 2 minutes ahead of Weslau, with Harvey and Stone third. Richard Carolyn and the Alberts Mathieu combination completed the top 5. On the production vehicle front, Cliff Barker and Malcolm Joubert were running at the front of the field in the Pennzoil Land Rover. Trailing reigning champions R.P. Reiniger and Robin Houghton by 20 points in the championship, Barker and Joubert needed a win to keep alive their championship hopes. Following the tragic loss of his wife, Reiniger only confirmed his roof entry days before the event. Behind the Toyota pair, Caledon 400 winners Neil Woolidge and Paul Vermaak were going along steadily in the diesel-powered Mitsubishi Pajero, with the Natal crew in with an outside chance of taking the production vehicle championship. Colin Frankenberg and Roscoe Keeler were handily placed in the TSW Range Rover, with the pair running ahead of the Mitsubishi Pajero in the hands of Botswana crew of Schumi and Clinton van Vuren. The Van Vuren Pajero was already minus some bodywork, with the pair starting to come under pressure from Mike Redden and Heinrich Latterkhan in the Storm Pennzoil Land Rover. Redden and Latterkhan were ahead of Class E Championship frontrunners Llewellyn Anthony and Chris Birkin in the Toyota Hilux, with some interesting battles starting to shape up in classes D and E. In a tight finish to Racing Section 1, only 3 seconds separated Barker Joubert and Reiniger Houghton in the production vehicle category. The Woolidge-Vermaak pairing were a further 7 minutes adrift, while back at the overnight stop it was time to repair damage sustained during the opening salvos. The creepy-crawly Hugbug was one of the casualties, along with the Carolyn Skoldhammer Raceco, which was undergoing a major gearbox rebuild. Despite having to rush spares in from Johannesburg, the ebullient Carolyn was as confident as ever.
Yeah, we got a problem. We got the automatic transmission fluids pumping back into the dip, and it looks like the seal in here is gone, and we've got seals coming from Joburg, so we pulled the engine out. We've prepped what we can, and then tomorrow we'll take the car out of the impound, fit the seal, go and beat them.
The Hans-Peter Hofhace Brett Snyman Raceco also ran into gearbox problems, but for some lucky crews, all that was required in preparation for Racing Section 2 was a little spit and polish.